Hey, it's your girl Autumn Rain, and this is Beyond the Record. So welcome to this week's Music News and Culture Report. First up, we have Tyler, the Creator, who just announced a new album. His album, Chromacopia, will be released next week on October 28th, and he's already given fans a tease with a new song called Noid. So with that release, he's also dropped a music video, which he directed himself. In fact, the whole album he wrote, arranged, and produced by himself. So if you're not a Tyler, the Creator fan now, I totally suggest you go back in his discography and listen to this new album when it drops. I know it's going to be brilliant. I absolutely cannot wait. So back to Noid. So that also came with a music video in which Io Debris, if you know her, she's from The Bear. She's mostly known for The Bear. And she also made a cameo in this music video. So in typical Tyler fashion, it's very much like film noir type of style. And it's just amazingly creative. Like everything he touches, I feel like he just does an amazing job. And I just can't wait for this whole album, this whole rollout to continue. So we might even get a new song before we get the album, so I can't wait. In other Tyler news, he also unveiled the lineup for his 2024 Camp Flog Not Carnival, which is going to feature Playboy Cardi, Erykah Badu, Andre 3000, Sexy Red, and many, many more. So also can't wait for that. Personally, I'm not going to be at the festival, but I just can't wait to see what that festival brings out for the culture. I know it's going to be amazing. Okay, next up, we got Megan Thee Stallion. So she announced that she's going to have her Act 2 of her Megan project drop this Friday. Yes, this Friday, October 25th. She is going to be dropping her Act 2 of her project. Now, we don't know if it's a deluxe quite yet or if it's the mixtape that she previously teased earlier this month. So it's a toss up to see which one is going to be, but either or, we're getting new Megan and I cannot wait to hear it. So as you guys know, she released her self-titled album, which is her third studio album back in June, which featured Victoria Monet, Kyle Ridge, Glorilla, Yuki Chiba, and so much more. So I just cannot wait to see this as well and see what she's going to do. All right, next up, we got Kendrick Lamar, who just sat down with SZA for Harper's Bazaar. So this is his first interview since the rap beef. What do you guys think of the interview? I thought it was interesting having SZA interview him. They've obviously collabed back in the past, but I thought it would be interesting to have her interview him versus a journalist. A journalist did do the intro to the actual print article, so I will also link that article in the web article I will have of this report so you guys can read it for yourself. It was a really good article, but I wanted to pay attention to the fact that he's also like talked about this huge cultural moment that he had this year with Not Like Us. So SZA asked him, like, what does like Not Like Us mean to you? So I'm gonna read exactly what Kendrick said on his interview. He said, not like us is the energy of who I am, the type of man I represent. Now, if you identify with that man I represent, this man has morals, he has values, he believes in something, he stands on something, he's not pandering, he's a man that can recognize his mistakes and not be afraid to share the mistakes and can dig deep into fear-based ideologies or experiences to be able to express them without feeling like he's less of a man. If I'm thinking of Not Like Us, I'm thinking of me and whoever identifies with that. So I thought that was very powerful. I knew that that was a question that had to be asked. So SZA even caveat the question with, you don't even have to answer this, you can tell me to shut the F up. But it was good that we actually did get an answer from him. I thought his answer was good. Always just so beautiful hearing him speak. He's has such a way with words, literally. So, and I just love the fact that he did this interview because I didn't think he was even going to do an interview, but I'm happy that he did, because obviously it's leading up to the Super Bowl next year. So there's going to be publicity in that as well. But it was just nice to hear from the horse's mouth what Not Like Us meant to him. Okay, speaking of Kendrick, I'm going to do a recap of the BET Hip Hop Awards. So Fat Joe hosted again. This is his third time hosting, and the award show was in Vegas. Kendrick won the most of 8 awards, and Travis Scott got the I Am Hip Hop Award. Also, Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday 2 got Hip Hop Album of the Year. Sexy Red got Best Breakthrough Artist, which I definitely think that she's deserving of that. And 50 Cent got Hustler of the Year. Like, this man is always coming out with a new TV show and it's always really good. So I'm not mad at that as well. I am not mad at that. So next up, I'm going to talk about Tyla, because she made her Victoria's Secret fashion show debut over the weekend, and she was this year's performer for the annual event. She performed her new song, Push to Start, which is from her deluxe album, her self-titled album that she released earlier this year. And she also performed her Grammy-winning hit, Water. I thought the performance was good. I did see the performance, and I thought she did really well with it. And she looks beautiful as a Victoria's Secret angel walking on the stage. So, but also with Tyla, she made headlines too, because she reportedly is going to be competing in the pop categories instead of R&B. So if you listen to her album, I kind of want to know what you guys think about that. Like, should she be competing with R&B, or is it right for her to be in the pop categories? So we had a lot of good R&B this year, so I think either category would have been hard for her to mesh into. I do think it does lean more towards a pop, but there's a lot of R&B elements in her work as well. So it's that mixture, of the two. But just like I said, we had really good R&B this year, but the pop category, especially the pop women this year, did their thing. Like Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift dropped an album, Billie Eilish, Chappelle Rowan, like all these people are going to be in these categories, presumably, but we'll see. We still have to wait a couple weeks until we get the official 2025 Grammy noms, so we'll see about that when that comes out. So lastly, for the music news and culture report, we got Young Thug pleading for Drake, Metro Boomin, and Future to make amends. Now, as we know, they were all a part of the beef earlier this year. Not Young Thug, but everyone else I mentioned were a part of the beef. J. Cole's not the only one that wants peace right now, just because now Young Thug is speaking out. But Young Thug, as you know, is incarcerated at the moment. He's in jail. He's still on trial for the 56 count RICO case that got him and Gunna arrested almost 2 years ago now. So Thug apparently had access to a phone somehow, and he tweeted, "We all brothers, music ain't the same without us collabing." So while that was a cool plea to have them, reunite one day, but was also extra interesting was that Future retweeted it. So it's possible that Future's even over it. So we'll see. It would be really interesting to see them all collab again, because I was literally just listening to a couple of Future and Drake's collabs and still on my workout playlist. So it was just a shame that we'll never get music from them. So hopefully it's not definite that they will become into some type of agreement and they can remain friends, or at least just collab. Just send in your verses and let's get more hits. So I'm also for that as well. All right, so for New Music Friday, Ye Ali just announced that he just dropped his new mixtape, Rap Singer, on Tuesday. And he also has an album on the way. His previous compilation album, THJ Radio Volume 1, featured Eric Bellinger, Zay France, Dende, and more, which was released in August. So I just can't wait to fully be immersed in this project. I think he's really, really talented. So I just can't wait to hear all of that. And then we also got, of course, Megan Thee Stallion's Act 2, which I spoke about previously. So I'm interested to see if that's going to be a mixtape. Will that be a deluxe? So can't wait for those. So last but certainly not least, we got the song of the week. We got Ari Lennox's Smoke. So that released last Friday and it absolutely blew me away. I love my Aries sister, Ari Lennox, and whatever she does, she's always gonna get a listen for me. The song is just very like nostalgic and it just fits her voice so well. So I totally recommend you guys listening to that. But I also want to touch upon another topic regarding her as well, was the fact that she said that she was going to transition off of social media earlier this month. So I have the quote, part of the quote in which she posted on social media. She posted this gorgeous selfie of herself and she said she's working on a plan to transition off of social media for good. Like she's over it. So in part, this is what she said. I don't believe I'll ever mature and be happy as long as I have it. So my last day of socials will be December 18th, my 2-year sobriety anniversary. I'll be deleting my Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok permanently. The fear of losing brand deals, music sales, N-words, and B-words will no longer keep me here. To all my beautiful fans, I'm just not happy or thriving here. I have a very toxic and codependent relationship with these apps. And honestly, kudos to her, because I have a couple of friends who have taken that plunge and decided to just get off of social media, or they use just one app and it works better for their mental space. Like being in media, it's hard to get off these apps. Like people are constantly contacting you. I can only imagine, because it seems as though she has, access to her social. Some celebrities do not, but it seems as though she does. And she's just taking that time for herself. And I'm proud of her. That's a really big decision. So, but she did say that fans can keep up with her on YouTube. She will be keeping her YouTube. So all of her music videos will stay live on there. And she's requesting fans to add their email to her mailing list on her official website, which is arilennox.com. So I am really proud of her for taking that plunge. It's definitely not easy, but I'm proud of her. So that being said, everything you heard today will be later seen on YouTube, as well as the official site, which is beyondtherecordpodcast.com. And right now you're about to listen to the song of the week, Ari Lennox, Smoke.